Right now, you're listening to the Scary Vibes podcast. My name is Michael, aka Mr. Scary Vibes.
And my name is Abe, aka Big Paranormal. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. Today, episode 8. We have a fun episode lined up for you guys called Show and Tell, where we're going to do something new. Now that we're doing video, I'm going to pull up a screen of, some images that Yesenia, our special guest, is sharing with us. Welcome back. And then some images from the haunted house that, for our longtime listeners, where Big Paranormal, his haunted house back in Michigan, there's some photos. If you haven't seen them yet, we're going to share those. And then I have a photo from when I was at the Stanley Hotel of
Nice.
this creature thing, possibly. So, before we get into all of that, Abraham, how have you been?
Oh man, dude. I think we touched on this a little bit, but like energetically, for anybody that's like tuned into energy of the universe and everything, it's not a good time to be a sensitive. I'll tell you that much right now. There's a whole lot of negative energy that's going on right there, or out there in the universe right now, and it affects some of us more than it affects other people. It's been affecting me off and on for the past few weeks. This past week was really, really bad. It's been affecting me physically, as you well know, because we actually went to go watch the newest Scream movie, right? And so we go get the tickets and everything. We're walking in, we go to the concession stand, and we're ordering, and I just get hit with this horrible wave of just negative energy. And so just talking about it right now is like, it's kind of messing me up. But I mean, I literally felt like a tidal wave hit me, and I like kind of had to catch myself. And Mike like immediately looked at me, and he was like, "Yo, are you okay?" And I told him, I said, "No, man, like something really bad just hit me right now." And he said, "Well, do you want to go sit down, whatever?" I was like, "I'll be okay. I'll be okay. Just, keep doing what you're doing." So I go, I get my Dr. Pepper, I have my popcorn and whatnot, my little snacky snacks. And so we end up going and sitting down, and it was weird right off the bat because we were pretty much the only people in the theater, right? Which I don't know if that's like a telltale sign of how well the movie did, but but
I mean, there was that creepy old guy that was just watching us for like 5 minutes,
yeah,
and then he just like sat down. We shared the movie theater with one character.
with one
That
other guy, and I didn't even know that
was
he
kind of
like
funny.
I thought that he was sitting all the way in the back, and
He
so
sat
like I
right
know
next to you guys.
right,
No,
well that would have been super creepy, honestly,
Maybe
but
that's
like
why you
so
were feeling that way, because it was him the whole time.
maybe, but I know that I was in close proximity of something really, really, really bad. And Mike was like, "It's like this guy's watching us," and I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah." He's like, "I guess apparently the guy had left at some point, and he was coming back, and he was like heading back to his seat, but for whatever reason, he stopped at like our aisle where we were sitting." And apparently he stood there for a while and was
no,
just
he was.
staring
I
at
kept
him.
looking over at him, and he was wearing like a tan bomber jacket,
Yeah.
and he was just watching us, and he kept looking over, and then eventually he went back up to the top row, and he kind of sat off to the side. But it was pretty odd because one, he was by himself, which is fine, but the fact that he came halfway down to where we were,
Hmm.
stood there while like a whole preview played, and then went back up.
And I didn't even notice it. I did not notice him at all. I was like, wait, where was he standing? He was like, he was right here, just standing here watching us. And I'm like, dude, I was so out of it, just dealing with what I was dealing with. It was horrible. It lasted throughout the entire movie. And then even like going back to the truck and everything, it was bad, man. It lasted all the way up until I want to say maybe 9 o'clock at night, and then I finally started to get like my energy back, and everything was cool. But man, it was just a horrible, horrible feeling. Um, I'm not sure if you want to give like a spoiler-free review of Scream and like our thoughts on it. So, what do you think? Do you think that the viewers should go see this movie?
Yeah, I mean anybody who loves the original Scream, I would say yeah, it's a must watch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's definitely we went a lot going into it where we wanted to we had high expectations and that's where we fucked up, you know. So, but I
I do
recommend
want to
it.
go see it tomorrow. That's why, but that
No,
I
was
for
will
sure.
say,
Do
I
you
will say,
recommend like our watchers and listeners to watch it?
um, so I would definitely say, to go watch it, right? As a Scream movie, it does deliver, right? Like the kill scenes and all that. It has everything that a Scream movie is supposed to have in it, as far as the kills and whatnot. I feel that if you go into this movie with a certain expectation, especially if you're going to try to hold it in high regard like you do the original movie, you're going to be disappointed, right? I feel like the studio themselves, um I feel like they took a risk, a really big risk with what they were doing in order to keep up with the times, right? Because let's be honest, the original Scream movie was back in what, 2000 and no, it was
1996.
90, it was 96, 97,
96.
around that time. Yeah. So it's like there's been a significant change in everything, man. Everybody's way of life has changed significantly since that first movie came out, right? And since then, we're already up to the seventh movie now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying just go into it with like kind of a broader perspective on it. Um, Draw your own conclusions. That's what me and Mr. Scary Vibes did. We were hearing tons of like flack and negative reviews, and people. I saw tons of people just going off on like YouTube and TikTok and just talking all this smack. But we were like, you know what, man? Let's go and let's watch it for ourselves. And I feel like that's as a horror fan, you need to do that. You have to go and you have to draw your own conclusions because who knows, man? You might actually really really like it. There's been times where I've gone to see a movie and I've absolutely hated it, but Mike over here would absolutely love it. Everybody has their own taste and the things that they look for different horror movies. So definitely
So
go and
I
check it
know
out.
that. So I know you had all that going on the day of the movie, but
Mhm.
then to top it all off, I want to thank Yesenia for getting on here tonight with us because we were actually scheduled to do this 3 nights ago,
Yeah.
and we were all online. We were ready to do our things, and we started to run into technical issues.
Mhm.
like
And we
everything.
had issues originally, getting Yesenia in the room. And then when she got in the room, she couldn't see Abraham. And then Abraham left the room. And then we both couldn't see him, but he could hear us.
I could
See
see
ya.
and hear. Yeah, I could see and hear you guys. It was
And then
weird. We were having
and then
all
another
types of
crazy
problems.
part. So then another crazy part is so today's episode is show and tell. So prior to the show, I was like, "Hey guys, I need you guys to email me the photos and the video that we want to share." And Big Paranormal, he was having issues using his Gmail. I was like, he's like, maybe it'll take a while, but it was just not working. He even showed a screenshot of his phone, and it just wasn't going through. And then Yesenia starts telling us how her cat is like freaking out. What was your cat doing?
He was staring off into the ceiling, like following something and meowing at it. And that threw me off because I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at? Like, what are you seeing? I thought it was probably a spider. But nope, it wasn't. And then I even
So
recorded like a quick video. That's when I sent it to the group chat. And I was just like, this is weird.
so then we tried troubleshooting for a couple minutes. We shut the whole room down. We brought it back multiple times, And then we said, you know what, we're just going to reschedule. And then I get on the phone with, Big Paranormal, and I'm talking to him about what the hell is happening. And then I go to use the bathroom, and then my cat, he's hiding in there. Chucky. So her cat's freaking out, my cat's freaking out. Abraham can't see us. He's having internet issues, and it's like,
Well,
what's going
I was also getting really bad vibes too off of Yesenia's video because she had sent it to us first to view it, and like right when I opened it up, dude, I felt something come right through the damn screen at me, and it didn't feel good. I'll just say that I didn't see anything, but I sensed like, dude, it hit me, and immediately I just started feeling really just bad, horrible like fear. It was really bad, and
Like, was it scary? Like that bad? Was I too
um
calm in the video? Because I was, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to freak out, but I'm like, if I freak out, I'm gonna freak out my kids. And I don't want whatever is there to think that I'm scared of it.
right.
I low
So
key was, but I
like
wasn't
yeah,
into
you have to kind of keep in mind that like when I'm watching these things, I'm watching them and sensing them at the same time, right?
it. Okay.
So
Hmm.
that's why like a lot of times when I'm watching things on social media or whatever, I can tell when something is legit, and I can tell when something is just like complete bullshit. And there's not even anything really particularly scary that happens visually in your video, right? You don't have any jump scares or anything like that, but it was literally just the energy that came through from that video was just scary, and like I'm not trying to scare you or anything, but it was something that just did not, for me, it didn't feel good. But like for anybody who's empathic or very sensitive to energies like that, I explained it before. It's like you're a lighthouse, and energy can travel through electronics. It's an excellent conductor, you know, so it can
So even
jump
if it
through.
happened 4 years ago, you can still feel it.
Yeah, because
That's
the thing is,
crazy.
like, images themselves and videos that are taken capture that energy and they hold it. So like there's
Okay.
times where I'll be watching like a documentary, like a haunting documentary, and there's times where I literally have to turn it off because I'm feeling whatever, if there's like any residual or like evil energy that's stuck in that video, I can feel it. And like literally I felt something siphoning my energy through the phone one time where I was watching a documentary like through my phone, just a scene of it, and I could feel it actually like siphoning energy off of me. So I had to just like log off real quick, and I was just, no, that's not good, you know. So
Sensitive, that's crazy.
yeah, yeah, and it's not just, it's weird. I still haven't been able to like peg down exactly the specifics of it because it could be something in the atmosphere, something happening across the world, you know. Usually something that resort like what happened with me in the movie theater usually only happens when there's like a huge loss of life that happens somewhere in the world. Usually there's like some kind of a natural disaster that happens or some kind of like a terror attack or something like that. And we were looking through like I was going through different like news sites and whatever, and the only thing that I could find was that this warship, this what was it called? It was I should have saved it,
Wasn't it called
but
like the Abraham or something?
it was called the Abraham. Yeah, it was a ship that got attacked, and I was like, okay, that's just like weird coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Like it was weird and horrible, but yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, but yeah, I got really weird, creepy vibes off of your video, and it just and that's but it stayed with me though. It stayed with me even after we logged off, and I kind of got that feeling where I was just like, man, whatever. Why is it that whenever we try to talk about anything paranormal or anything spiritual on this podcast, we always run into interference? We
Yeah, that's
always we always run into technical difficulties because there's been a few times where me and Mike have been wanting to talk about something, be it an experience that I had recently where I've had like a dark spirit or something that's come and showed itself to me, you know, and I try to recount that experience. And Mr. Scary Vibes over here will like we'll try to jump on, and then we're having connectivity issues.
I'm having like a little bit of trouble like hearing you right now. It's kind of like a little
Dude,
I
I'm
fuzzy.
hearing.
I can hear him fine. Is his quality is kind of choppy. Not choppy, but like pixelated almost.
So yeah,
Still,
see, but the funny thing is on my end, the sound is getting like more amplified. So I'm telling you, these things do not like us talking about it. Like I don't understand how really big production crews, like people that work on shows like Celebrity Ghost Story or anybody that's actually out in the field and doing like ghost hunting with all this equipment, you always hear them talk about how there's interference, right? How they run into like technical issues with like their camera batteries that have been charged for hours and hours and hours, just like they just lose charge just like that, you know?
I would probably say that before we start, well, not we, but if I'm ever back,
Mm-hmm.
or if you guys go, maybe do some cleansing on each other,
Mm-hmm.
yourselves or something before prior to that,
Mm-hmm.
because I can almost guarantee that those type of shows they have somebody prior cleansing them before and after.
It's probably a good
That's
idea.
I think that's what probably they do. And to be honest, I didn't do neither of those things. So that's
Right.
just, I mean, I think that's a good idea. Next
So
time,
I'm
yeah.
maybe.
curious. So have you guys been watching anything horror related lately? Any horror news that has you guys excited?
Um, well, I think you guys mentioned the Jeepers Creepers. That movie creeps me the hell out. But I didn't even realize how many they've made already. I
Yeah,
don't,
I want to say this is what like number like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I think I
Let's
stopped
I
see.
want to
watching at
say,
the second or third one.
honestly, you probably made a wise decision on that one because the later ones were just like they were horrible. That was one of those where I went into them actually watching with this high expectation because I love the original and I was a fan of the second one too. As a matter of fact, I think that the sequel to Sleep to Jeepers Creepers was, in my opinion, it was better in many ways just because of like the fact that it was such a different situation where you had these kids that were like trapped on a school bus out in the middle of nowhere. They're so afraid to even set foot off of the bus because the creeper is out there ready to just pick them off one by one. I love that. I love that concept, you know? Um,
Yeah, like being stuck in the middle of nowhere with your high school
right.
classmates.
And then seeing
You're
all your
all and you're just
buddies.
watching them get picked off one by one.
But then it's like when you think about it, because there is that one scene in the second movie where the creeper is just like kind of looking at all of them individually and basically choosing them and being like, oh yeah, I like you. Like I want to come after you. But part of me just kind of wants to be like if I don't get picked, I'm gonna be like, wait, what's wrong with me?
Like
You
you're
know what I'm saying?
offended? You're offended he didn't want your eyes?
Right, because like he wants like the best parts of these people. So I feel like if he doesn't pick you, it's a good thing. But also it's like, why? Like I think you would immediately need to go to the doctor after that or something. Like go get yourself checked out because obviously he didn't want none of you. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have picked a thumb. He
Okay,
could have
so
picked a kneecap.
here's an on the spot. Like, bro,
No.
you think they want your kneecaps? Bro, okay, so
Not mine.
this is an on the spot question, okay? So I'm curious.
What?
If the Jeeper, Creeper, Reaper were to eat one of your body parts because he wanted it, what part do you think he would take?
Oh, he wouldn't want me. I'm fucking broken. My back hurts. My knee can tell when it's gonna rain 2 days prior. Um,
I mean, is
I
the
have
knee
carpal
like?
tunnel.
I mean, a knee that could tell you that it's gonna rain. I mean, I feel like that's kind of a good
Yeah,
thing.
like every time I'm like, oh, my knee hurts. And then, yeah, and then Danny would be like, checking the weather app. Oh, it's gonna rain tomorrow. I'm like, okay, I'm at that stage in my life where my fucking knee can predict the weather. My back hurts. I have carpal tunnel. No, he's gonna be like, "Girl, sit down. Nobody wants you. You're broken."
But you wouldn't even take like offense to it.
I
That's
wouldn't. I'll be like, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna go sit over there.
right. No, me. I've been told I got really nice elbows. So,
Elbows?
Elbows?
boom, boom, moneymaker, baby. No, I'm kidding. I don't know, dude. What do you mean? Like, I mean, I'm kind of with Yesenia on this. Like, bro, after years and years of abusing and, lifting heavy things and not taking care of my body the way I should have, man, my knees are shot. Like, I mean, I got decent hands, I guess. Like, maybe go after my hands. Like, they're still pretty strong, you know? But other
I
than that,
I feel like the only thing he would probably want to use is pieces of my skin to make weapons, because like cut tattoos
oh,
off to make like a knife handle or something.
dude, that's dark. That is
Oh,
so
right.
dark.
That's why I just thought about it, because I remember that like star thing that he made,
He had
but it was
Derry's,
like a belly button with the
yeah, he
tattoo.
had Derry's tattoo from the first movie.
I
Holy
can
sh!
imagine that he would want.
Oh,
Or
Mr. Scary
like
Vibes,
I
you're
don't know.
done, bro.
Oh, I don't know if
You're-
you guys seen on my Instagram that I've been like working on this huge back piece on my back,
oh yeah,
obviously. So yeah, so watch him just fillet me like a fish or something,
it's just gonna be
just
like
to
some
make
nice like
something.
piece on his wall. It's just
Oh
gonna be
God.
like hanging just right there on the wall, or maybe he'll turn it into a lampshade,
He'll
or
turn
like
into
A
some
big
sweatpants.
lampshade.
Some
Oh,
sweatpants.
some
like he'd be able to use my skin like if he wanted like a comforter or
Ooh.
like a bed sheet,
or
something to
those
throw over his
shag rugs
bed,
that
bro.
you
Because
throw
that's a
on the
lot of
floor.
skin.
No,
What's
the
that?
ones that those little shag rugs you throw on the floor, like in the bathroom.
I mean, I could totally see myself being one of those like bearskin rugs.
A weighted blanket.
Like my head
Maybe he
just
has
like
anxiety.
my head just there, just like with a weird face.
Oh, that's
Bro,
Maybe,
dark.
that would
maybe
be
maybe he has
nuts.
anxiety, so you're like a weighted blanket. Keep him like
Jeepers Creepers having anxiety.
when he's lonely at night in his
I can see
in
that.
his tattoo
But what would he
sweatpants.
take from you, Mike?
Yeah.
My personality. That's all I got going for me.
How the hell is he supposed to eat that?
I know.
And from the back.
Oh
That's
my
your
god.
that's your friend.
From the back. That's
Hopefully
hilarious.
he doesn't like use your tongue to do it.
I mean, if he's going based off of like skin and it being tattooed, your forearm is gone, homie.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like he's got his whole forearm done. Like, yeah. I mean, you guys, I only have a couple, but they're like on my arms and whatever. So
He's
you know
gonna
what? I
take
got really good shoulders now that I think about it. I have really good
Ooh.
shoulders. You can munch on those for a while, actually. I got some big ass wide shoulders, man.
So I ended up going back to Prime. You know me in Prime, I have a love-hate relationship with it because it keeps saying movies you're gonna love. And I take great offense to that because it keeps saying that I'm gonna love them and I don't. And I ended up watching a movie a couple nights ago. It was the first, actually the first one in the queue was the movie Sing, and I was like, what the fuck? But then the second movie in it was a 2001 version of Bloody Mary. Have you guys seen
Ooh.
that? The British version.
No.
So it has a 3.9 on there. There's this group of British friends. They all get together to go on this retreat to this resort, and it's a yoga resort. They're doing yoga, and there's this mirror in there that ends up starting to attack them. The makeup in the movie is terrible. I do not recommend the movie, but the reason I'm bringing it up is I'm curious if one of you guys have ever played Bloody Mary, my favorite game.
I
Um,
have.
Oh, you
Why does
have?
that not surprise me? Why does that not surprise me at all? Like, seriously.
I mean, 17-year-old me was dumb. She did some
You
dumb
did it
shit.
at 17?
Yeah.
I mean, what age did you stop being dumb?
I never stop.
Oh my God. I'm just
Okay,
I
thinking
mean,
like
I'm
at
in this
17,
podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm thinking at like 17, like you should have been making other questionable life choices, like maybe, I don't know, trying cigarettes or smoking weed
bro,
or
that's gross.
underage drinking. No, she's trying to summon a
There was a
demons,
lot of underage drinking. That's the reason why we did that.
which we are
Cause
not promoting.
no,
We are
bad.
not
Don't do
promoting
it.
that by any
Don't do it.
means. So if any
No.
of
No,
our listeners are teens, which I doubt, stay in school. Be cool.
there's like 4 of them.
This is water.
But no, yeah, they it was we did that. It was nothing happened, to be honest. Like you would think something would happen, but nothing really happened. I didn't feel nothing
Wow.
weird. I don't know if it was the alcohol or something. I don't know, but I know we didn't feel anything weird.
I played Bloody
Um,
Mary.
did you?
Yeah, I
That
remember just
doesn't surprise me either.
I had the red candle. We had the lights off. We
Uh,
it was the main event of the whole night. That was the main event.
did something happen or no?
Mm, no. I want to say a little bit of like maybe like face like this for like when you're looking in the mirror, but it's probably because there was a flame. But like I remember seeing my face kind of looking like a little bit deformed in the mirror.
Hmm.
It was kind of creepy, but I didn't feel anything like at all. But I'm not like witchy like you guys.
Right.
I know in the dark, when you look at the mirrors too long, it does mess. Like your brain plays tricks on you for sure.
Distorted. Yeah, that was the word I was thinking of. It distorted like the way my face looked, but it wasn't. I didn't feel anything physical or anything like that. So
So I can tell you guys from the spiritual standpoint, like I have a very hard time looking into mirrors. Very, very hard time looking into mirrors. Just because like it it doesn't look right to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's from my point of view, it's distorted. It looks the reflection that's coming back at me looks like I literally can reach in there. It's like almost 4 or 5 dimensional. So I only look at mirrors for like as long as it takes for me to get this line, like right here with a straight razor. That's the only time I look at mirrors is just to like do my lining, and that's it. I try my hardest not to look at mirrors. You know what I'm saying? Like when I can avoid it, I try to avoid it at all costs. But as far as playing Bloody Mary, dude, I've never had the balls. I even now I wouldn't do it. Um,
come on,
just for fear that something might happen. Why are you saying come on?
because you'll go to the DePaul University and hunt ghosts without me, but you won't play Bloody Mary.
I mean, so like I had a traumatic experience when I was a kid because I was a Boy Scout and we used to go to these like meetings every week and whatever. And I had I looked like Russell from the movie Up. I looked just like that kid with like the little scarf, right? I looked just like him and everything with the little hat. And like I remember the older kids were daring us to go into the bathroom, and this was like, it was like an industrial bathroom because we were in like this big ass facility, commercial bathroom. And they were like, yeah, you got to go in there, otherwise you're not cool. And I'm like, I was a very like self-aware kid, and I'm like, I don't care about your opinion. I'm cool no matter what, right? But they basically grabbed me and like forced me into the bathroom, and they shut the light off and they shut the door and they held it shut, and they were like yelling at me to tell me, you better say Bloody Mary or we're not going to let you out and we're going to stay here listening. So dude, I was sitting in there in the dark,
Damn.
bro, just scared out of my mind, knowing that there was nothing physically in there, right? But I could definitely feel like I was being watched inside of this damn bathroom. And it was not fun, dude.
I feel like
So
I feel like
yeah,
friends. I feel like kids and friends like in the '80s were fucking ruthless, bro. They were crazy.
yeah, man. I mean, well, and not even just kids in the
Parents used
'80s,
to
right?
beat them for everything. What did you expect?
But I feel like it's so much worse now in terms of like the whole bullying thing, right? Because social media has just taken things to like a whole nother level, man. Because I remember when people used to start rumors about you, you only had to worry about your class finding out, right? Of whatever this rumor was. But now it's like, bro, they'll put that shit on social media, and it's all, bro, it's worldwide. Now everybody who's, oh, big paranormal pees his pants at night. And whereas it would have been like 30 kids in my class, now the whole world is like, they think I pee my pants. That's messed up.
But I think the biggest
Kids can be dicks. That's all I'm saying.
I think the biggest thing is there's like zero escape, right? Because back in the day, you would if you were getting bullied at school, you could, at least by the time you got home, you had an escape. Nowadays, the bullying just doesn't stop. It's
Yeah.
constantly 24/7 in your face. So that's why I think it's probably worse.
Yeah.
But bro, they shoved you in a freaking bathroom and made you say Bloody Mary. Did you say it?
Hell no, I didn't say that shit. Next thing I know, I could hear the scoutmaster come up and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" And of course, they straightened up real quick and they were like, "Oh, nothing. Where's Abraham at?" Like goes, opens the door, sees me just like covering my eyes, like crying and shit. Like, what the hell, dude? Yeah. It's like, and then I looked at my brother like, "Where the fuck were
You
you?"
know,
Because he
you
was
know,
there.
that
What's
reminded
up?
me of that movie with Bruce Willis and the kid, where oh my god, I forgot the name of the movie.
Dude,
Um,
bro.
The Sixth
the one
Sense.
that's in
The
there you
Sixth
go. Oh my
Sense.
god, I blinked out. Yes, when
Yeah.
he gets thrown inside like some weird closet and like a ghost like abuses him.
Yeah.
I
The
don't
little,
know, yeah,
yeah.
physically, yeah. And then like he was covered in bruises and nobody believed him. And yeah, right now when you were
Bro,
telling me that, I was just thinking about that. I was like,
that
damn,
was
they
one of that movie in itself. That scene from that movie had to be one of the most terrifying experiences
you didn't even
ever.
have to see anything, just so like the way
No,
that you acted, the behavior and the screaming and the
right. But
kicking
then there's that
was
scene
amazing.
where he just screams this blood curdling scream, and then it's just dead silence after that. And
Yeah.
you're just left with your imagination thinking, what is happening to this poor kid in this
Mm-hmm.
little crawl space, man? And the
Yeah.
fact that it's like, bro, you listen, I hate bullying, man, because obviously when you're a heavy little kid, you deal with lots of bullying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until you get bigger than those kids and then it like changes. But like, bro, I mean, I'm a grown ass man now and I still get bullied. I still get people commenting on my shit and like calling me out, talking shit about my, me being fat and whatever. And I'm like, dude, what is this? Grade school? Literally about the only thing that I take offense to now is when they talk shit about my beard. That's about it. But I have no control over it, right? Because it's at that awkward stage where it's not cooperating.
Why was wrong with your
See,
beard?
it like does whatever the hell it wants to right now. It's
Well,
not because they
it
okay.
used to
It used to be
be.
really long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be really long. Like I had it. If you go to my Instagram and you look at like old photos and whatever, and not even old, like a year ago, but like it was down, big full beard all the way down. And so I was like, you know what? New year, new me. I want to like just and I had long hair too. I had like this kind of like mohawk thing where it like pulled back into a long ponytail. Like I had really long hair and I got rid of all of it because I was like, I want to do a clean slate. So I cut it all off. And it was just a really, really short beard. And now I'm trying to grow it back. And it's driving me crazy because it's not growing back fast enough. And now I'm at that awkward stage where I can't like do anything with it. I can't straighten it to all be like the same length because it curls. It's starting to, it's starting to curl up. It's horrible.
Put
It's
mayonnaise
driving me
in it.
nuts. What happened?
Go get some Duke's mayonnaise and just marinate it.
What? Where did that even come from, dude? What are you talking about? I put like
Nice.
all types of different, I got all the beard oils and all that stuff, the beard balms and whatever.
Abe
And
beefing with his beard is funny.
I mean, it's my only like facial accessory because if I were to shave all this off, I'd look like a gigantic toddler. So like getting rid of it completely is not an option at all. And even like, cause like I don't have a really strong like chin. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, you like, man, that guy has a real strong chin. This is it. This is my chin. This little thing right here. The rest of it's beard. Yeah, man.
Oh
Okay,
wow.
guys. It is the moment
You want to talk
that
about show and tell?
Showing the chin.
You want to talk about
so
show and tell?
so Yesenia is a return guest, and I remember during that episode she mentioned that she had a video from situation that happened to her house with her kid being home, and it scared the crap out of her.
Mhm.
And I'm mad about that episode because that episode we were only able to do audio, and we actually took the whole time to record it. We recorded it, and it makes
It was a
no
great
sense
episode.
how only audio was available. So I was like, we got to redo another episode, and it would be so fun to do show and tell. And that's like one of the pros to us doing video now is that there is a feature on the program that we use where I could pull up um, a fourth window where I could share, videos or photos. So this is definitely going to be something new that we're doing, and if it goes good and if everyone loves it, we'll do some more of it. So hopefully, let's all cross our fingers and hopefully uh, it goes smoothly. So each one of us has something we want to share today. So, ladies first, what are we about to look at?
Okay. So this was like 4 years ago. Prior from last podcast that what I was in, remember that weird dream I had? So this happened before the dream I had. So yeah, we were just hanging out. I remember it was the day before, I think it was Christmas Eve, and he was just playing by himself and something caught his eye, and that threw me off. And I was like, one, panic and run out the house, or two, just keep it calm so I don't freak out my kids. So yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to play the video for everybody. So let's watch this.
It was a play-by-play.
Okay, so yeah, I was actually also recording a Snapchat for my family. He was throwing the little football. We laughed because he dropped his shoe. And then right there, and he gets up. And we were listening to Bad Bunny. Right there. And I spoke to him. I was like, what happened? I said, ¿Qué pasó? And he goes like, showing me like it's in there or something. I don't know what it was. Mind you, he wasn't speaking that well. He had trouble speaking growing up.
Mhm.
And so he couldn't really communicate fully besides ma goes in the room. Like that's all he managed to say. He didn't look scared.
Mhm.
He was just caught. I guess he got caught off guard. And me, as you can see, I just get up and I just go check. I didn't see nothing. I'm thinking he saw something in the window, nothing. Like I
Mhm.
went in the room and checked, there was nothing there.
Well, you
And
can literally see the moment when he turns and
something catches his eye. Yeah.
something catches his eye and he's like, "Whoa!" Like you kind of see him straighten up,
Can you
and
go
he
back really quick to
immediately,
the part where he catches his eye? Like a little bit more back. I think asked
yeah,
him,
a little bit more.
hey, to catch his
They're
attention.
right there. You see that? And he even says "ghost."
I also send you the different, like the a different point of view that I was recording,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys can also see there. And
Yeah,
like it shows directly inside the room. You can't see nothing. So I have
Mm-hmm.
no idea what he saw. To
I
this
just think
day,
it's
I have no
crazy.
idea.
I just think it's crazy that like it just so happens that you were recording
A
a different
different
point of view, like right at that moment, that you were actually able to capture a different angle.
hmm
That's crazy.
Yeah,
so
because I'm like, no one's gonna believe me. Save
so
all
I
the
have
videos.
I have a couple questions. So the first question is, did you feel anything? Like any like temperature changes? Did you feel anything like in your just heart, soul? Like
Uh, heart, soul, yes. I was scared. I was like, what's going on? But like, look right there.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Um,
curious, like
I
what
wasn't. Maybe it was because I didn't want to scare them and my adrenaline, because I'm not gonna lie, my adrenaline started rushing because I was like, oh my God, am I gonna have to like grab my kids and bust it out of there?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, maybe it's a Latino thing, but I'm not gonna go over there and investigate. I'm not gonna go over there and bring out the Ouija board and be like, who's here? Fuck all
Was
that. I'm not
this
doing.
was this during the day or was this in the evening?
No, during the day, like you can see in the window. There's a window in the toy room. You can see the window
Okay,
there,
yeah.
and it's during the day.
Yep, here he is.
There he is. And look, you see that?
He said,
Like
"Oh
he
no."
stopped and stared at it
Uh-huh.
and kind of followed it and kept it was just creepy. It was such a creepy thing. I still just I got the chills just thinking about it.
Was he able to tell you what he saw?
No, like I said, he was going to speech therapy at that time.
Okay.
So yeah, he couldn't really communicate. Like right there, he started talking more. So that's the most he can tell me. He just
Yeah.
kept saying it's and I want to say he said it was like what he said. I think he said it was a girl. So I'm like, what are you
Mm,
talking about? So that's what he told me.
yeah.
But I couldn't get much out of it. And then I've tried to ask him now. He doesn't remember anymore.
Okay.
He doesn't remember that instant. I don't know. I've been thinking about showing him the video again just to
Hmm.
see if it jolts a memory, but I don't know if I want to, bring that back because like remember I said prior in the last podcast how I had that incident with him
Hmm.
and I just don't whatever tried to latch onto him, I didn't want it back in the house. Because
Hmm.
like I said, that was prior to me having that dream. Because it's after that it started developing more where he would start saying that when he was sleeping, he would hear growling in his ears
Hmm.
or and he wasn't sleeping right and stuff like that. And that's when I had that really creepy dream and I was just like, no. That's why I was like, no. And then that's when I did that whole cleansing and I
Hmm.
did the whole thing in my house. And
Yeah, it's good that you did it.
after I did that, I nothing else happened afterwards. I don't
Okay.
know how well I warded my house, but
Yeah.
I must have done a great job because he stopped seeing things, nothing came across anymore. I haven't had creepy things anymore, and
Hmm.
house has been quiet and settled down. And I know this because my dogs don't react anymore. So
Good.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
because even just I know
so
I told you before the video, the first initial like feeling that I got from watching the video just like when you started it, when you sent it to us a few days back, and then you playing it again, Mike, I started to feel like this tightness, and then like I feel something like right, literally like right here, and it's kind of looks like it's kind of blocking my view a little bit. So I don't know if could be a spirit, it could just be something passing by, or it just could be the residual energy that was trapped in the video itself. But yeah, I'm just telling you guys what I felt right now, just watching it again.
Do you
You know,
think it could have been that thing that I had that dream about or
it very well could have been because I can't tell you how many times I've been asleep and could actually see spirits looking in on my dreams. And so the weird thing is like, there's a lot of people that don't know that they're dreaming. Most of the time, I don't know that I'm dreaming until I see a spirit looking in on my dream. And the weird thing is that imagine just being in whatever setting, right? Like you're sitting in your room and then all of a sudden you look up and you see something literally like with its hands on a window or something, and they're looking down at you. You know, that's what it's like for to have a spirit look in on your dreams. So like it's not far-fetched to think that a spirit could have been involved somehow in making you feel a certain way in your dreams. Absolutely. Because in your subconscious, man, that's when you're the most vulnerable, you know? But
Yeah.
yeah, even just talking about it is making me feel like, ugh, like
Yeah.
it just doesn't feel good. I'm glad that you were able to, you know, cleanse your apartment and everything, cleanse your home and get that energy out of there because it didn't feel good at all. It did not
No,
feel good.
I must have done some really good cleansing after that because I'm
Hmm.
telling you how he hasn't been bothered anymore after that. And I just find it funny because my grandma,
Hmm.
she's just like you too. She can see things. And I remember
Hmm.
her prior telling me that she had a feeling that my son, the oldest, had like he has like a gift. But
Hmm.
she told me either I help him shut it down completely now because it's gonna bug him as he gets older,
Hmm.
or just let him be. I don't know, I was gonna let him be, but after that, I was like, oh no. And then that's when I shut it down. And I feel like I completely shut
Wait,
him
how do
down.
you wait? How do you shut this down? Like, I'm curious.
Um, I mean, in our culture, if you do some type of like cleansing or protective, I don't know how to explain it to you in English. But you can do
You know what
like
she's talking about, Abraham?
Well, so my question
it's
would
like
be
a
to like
cleanse, some type
shut
of
it down in
cleanse.
terms of like when you say shut it down, you mean like
I'm not
cutting
using the
off
right word.
whatever
Yeah.
sensitivity your son
Like
has.
blocking him. Yeah, blocking him from it.
I mean,
So,
there's a way to, I guess, put it to sleep, you could say, right? But
mhm,
like
mhm,
it's always gonna be there, and there's gonna be some sort of sense like that he's gonna have that's never really
mhm.
truly gonna go away. But sometimes it happens naturally, right? When you're a little kid, you're kind of open to
You're more open to
things.
things.
You're more
Yeah.
open to things because there's an innocence about it, right? And as you grow up, there are outside forces that tell you that you're not supposed to be able to see these things. You're not supposed to be able to feel these things. You're not supposed to be able to experience these things. That it's wrong, it doesn't exist, and that if you do, somehow it's evil. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes as you get older, you kind of get desensitized, right? As you get older, um she very well could have done like a cleansing on him, which could have like rid whatever spirits that could have been messing with him or would have been around him, to literally to the point to where he gets to an age where he starts to forget, right? He starts to grow up and he starts to get to a point mentally where he's like, these things don't exist, right? And then like as adults, we kind of lie to ourselves, right? Because the first thing that we do is we rationalize,
Mhm.
right? When we hear something fall in the next room, it's never, oh, some I just put this pot and it was uneven sitting on a bunch of other dishes and it could have just fell over or whatever, right? You always rationalize. You come up with reasons why, okay, I saw something out of the corner of my eye. It could have just been light reflecting off of Venus or whatever Men in Black, explanation you come up with in order to explain it away. You know what I'm saying? But as far as being able to, I don't know of being able to completely cut off a person's abilities. Like they're still there, having that sensibility, having the third eye or whatever you want to call it,
I
it's
like
still
what you
there,
said,
but
the
it's just,
sleep. Put it to sleep thing. I feel like it's
hmm
more like that. Hmm.
it's just, it lies dormant. And
Yeah, it
just
lies
like with
dormant
anything else,
unless
if you don't exercise it, right? If you don't try to work on it and strengthen it, I mean, eventually it's just going to be there, but, and things might still happen, but your sensitivity to it is really not that high. You don't really notice things. There might be like an instance in the future where a person might be like, huh, they might get a feeling about something, and be like, okay, maybe I should go and check the stove. Oh, I left the gas on. Everybody has a sensitivity to these things, right? How many times can you sit there and say that you yourself have like you got a feeling about something? I need to check on my daughter. I need to check on my son.
A
right? Like
lot.
these are all things. These are, it could be either your own intuition, it could be your own third eye, your own remote viewing, or it could be a past loved one that's literally whispering your ear and saying, "Hey, your kid is about to fall in the swimming pool. Like
You're
you better
talking
get your
about that.
ass out there and you better save them." You know
I
what I'm
used to
saying?
have, yeah, I used to have this thing where I can't believe it. You guys make me remember a lot of things.
Hmm.
But when I was I remember I used to when I used to go to sleep and I used to get woken up by someone smacking the fuck out of my face like hard.
Ooh.
And I would wake up and my heart would be beating and I can feel like when someone taps you in the nose and it wakes you
Mm-hmm.
up, I can feel my nose like slightly hurting. And it would happen a lot. And I remember it would happen a lot when I was pregnant with both my kids, all the time when I was pregnant. And then the last time I want to say I was like 7, 8 months pregnant with my last one, and it was here in this house. I was sleeping, and again, someone smacked the fuck out of me. Again, so fucking pregnant. I woke up mad as hell, and I'm like, if you don't have shit to fucking tell me, and you're just bothering me just to fucking bother me, leave me the fuck alone. I'm 8 months pregnant. I don't want to deal with this shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I closed my eyes and I turned back around. Never bothered me again,
I'm telling
ever.
you, sometimes that's all it takes.
And
Yeah.
then, but then it happened, I want to say maybe like within the last year in the summer, I was
Mhm.
sleeping and I felt it. And I was like, and I remember I was just like, bitch, don't start right now.
It said like,
And
remember me?
yeah, they're like, surprise, I'm back. But then, and I'm like, it's been like 4 years. Like, what? What do you want?
So
And I haven't, it hasn't happened
you were
again.
pregnant with your son?
Yeah, it happened. It happens a lot when I was pregnant.
Which son were
And
you pregnant with? Were you pregnant with the one from the video, or what were you pregnant
it
with the one
happened
that
with
has
both,
the
with the video.
sensitivity?
It started happening when I was pregnant with the oldest, the one with the video. And
Mm-hmm.
then it also happened, last one happened with the little one. He's in the video too. He's
Yeah.
more little. He was right by the couch. Yeah. Which also
Because
my grandma also told me, and I've had other people tell me, like random strangers tell me that he has like there's like so much light around him because he attracts so much people, and that
mm,
scares the fuck out of me because I don't like that. Like I'm so overprotective of my kids, and
mm,
I'm just like, man, like I don't I will fight somebody for my kids. Obviously, I will kill somebody, but
understandable.
he scares me. He doesn't scare me, but he scares me like the way he
You're
is
scared
because
for him.
there you go.
Yeah.
Like because I can walk in somewhere and he just walks in and everybody turns around and looks at him.
Mm,
And yeah, he has like this aura. I like sometimes I don't see it, but I can sense it. And I can sometimes sense people's aura, like if I really
mm,
concentrate on it.
yeah.
And to me, he's kind of, I could be wrong, I don't know. But to me, he gives me off like a warm yellow aura,
Mm,
like a glow. That's what I see him in.
right.
And Elijah, I kind of see him like I want to say like I feel like with him it changes between like bluish to purplish, sometimes
Mm,
green, but like light. His changes, but that's how I see it. And like
gotcha.
for Destiny, I've always seen that he was like blue, like calm blue, like too calm blue.
Wow.
That's how I've always seen them. I could be wrong. I don't know, but that's from when they've told me that's like as soon as if you feel that in as your
Hmm.
intuition, you're usually right.
Right.
And I also notice that my intuition is sometimes spot on. Like if I can think of something, I'm like, it could be the dumbest thing. I'll be like, I don't know, this person's lying. But then if I ask them, I look crazy, and they're like, oh,
Right.
you're just crazy. And it turns out, no, I was right all along. Like I knew it. Like so,
They're
it's like little things.
gaslighting you.
Yeah, and that's why I hate it when I start thinking things. I'm always thinking like, man, this person's gonna think I'm nuts.
Right.
Or I could literally be in the middle of work and then some like an image like a scenario pops into my head and I'm like no 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 because I know that once it pops into my head it's gonna eventually happen.
Right.
And I hate that. I hate that so much because sometimes it could be like me getting into it with my cousin over something really stupid. And I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't want that right now. I don't want it. And then turns out it happens. And I hate it so much. I hate it. It's one
Yeah.
of my
But you
worst
should
things.
always trust your intuition. I tell everybody, always trust your gut, man, because that's your spirit. That's trying to warn you, pretty much,
Yeah.
right? Always. Like I tell people, whenever you're running late and like it feels like nothing's going right, like you got to be at work at 8 a.m. and then all of a sudden you find out that you have a flat tire or something like that. People automatically they fall off the deep end. They start yelling and cursing and talk about how horrible their life is. And it's like, no, dude, you don't understand. That's literally your spirit team protecting you. Like they're keeping you, they're delaying you that half hour, 45 minutes to an hour because they're trying to help you avoid something bad that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people like, yo, always trust your gut, man. Always trust your gut. Always listen to the energy. That will never steer you wrong, honestly. And it probably sounds like I'm preachy, you know?
Hallelujah.
But like, hallelujah.
Yeah. No, but you're right. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. But
Okay, so Abraham,
yes,
you
sir.
also shared about 4 photos. So
Yeah.
explain what we're about to look at as I
So
pull it
what it
up.
is it's two photos that I ended up like changing just like the light settings around it and everything to try to give you guys somewhat of a clearer view, right? Even though like for some people in the original images you can see things right off of the bat, right? But so these are images that I took of my old house that I used to live in when my mom moved me out to Michigan from Chicago, right? Now mind you, I graduated in, man, I'm be dating myself right now, but I graduated in 2001, right, from high school. This house, I lived there during my like junior high and my high school years, and that was when I experienced the most paranormal activity was at this house, you know. So we had 72 acres of land. We had two houses, two garages. This photo that you're seeing right here is the main house. The house itself had already been condemned. Nobody had been living there. Most of the windows had been busted out. The other half of the house was actually caved in completely just due to like weather damage, all that kind of stuff. But if you look in the top middle um, window, you could see what appears to be a face, a young face. And the funny thing is that countless times we had so many mischievous things happen inside that house where I'd be sitting in a recliner and something would like bump, purposely push me. Um, I would see little faces, little hands like reaching into the room. I'd be like laying on my bed and you could see the doorway and you would see these little hands and like this little face kind of peek around the corner. We would always have those kinds of things. The doors would open and close on their own. The technology, yeah, this one in particular, this photo scares the crap out of me because I used to have nightmares of this huge shadow thing with a hat that would beat the crap out of me every single night, and I would wake up with my body just sore. And if you look in this you can't really zoom. I don't think you can zoom in, right, Mike?
No,
But
but
you
I
can
mean,
literally see the eyes and the nose in that center pane right there. And then if you look at the whole picture, you can see like it looks like a hat, like he's wearing a hat.
I can get a
And
really good look at it. It almost looks
mm-hmm,
like he has a circular face, a
mm-hmm,
long, skinny nose, looks like
mm-hmm.
a hot dog, and then a really wide grin with like long, elated teeth.
Mm-hmm.
It
And
almost looks
dude,
like
I
there's
tell you,
another like. It also looks like there could be like a woman here to the right. You kind of could see her chin right here, and a
you know what,
nose
bro?
above it.
I thought it looked like he was going like this.
Yeah. And
That's what I see.
I'm telling you, man, that house, it even so now that
That
since
house looks
then,
creepy as hell.
so since then they have to completely demolished the houses. They got rid of them off of the property. But when the house was still standing, I remember when I would go back, I would always make it a point to go and visit. right? I would never go inside that house, and I easily could have, because I know that house inside and out. And if I wanted to, I could have gotten inside that house. But my friends would tell me, like, hey, man, we went out there at night one time. And we sat there and we had a couple beers and we were just talking about different memories and experiences that we had. And my boy goes, hey, man, let's go inside. And I told him, I said, look, bro, I could easily go inside that damn house, but I have this feeling, everything inside of me is screaming that if I go into that house, I'm not coming back out. So I'm not going to do that. It was not all bad experiences in that house, but there was a lot of bad experiences. You know, they weren't all bad. I had some positive experiences there, but the house itself had a lot of spiritual activity, a lot of spiritual activity, and they weren't
So
trying to hide.
this little boy, the little boy that you see in the window,
Mm-hmm.
um, no, the other one. Go back, Mike. Yeah, that one. Did he have like black and like did he have like black hair?
It was
And
darker
like
colored hair, from what I could tell. It was darker colored hair. There were
because it
multiple
kind of
kids.
like you say that you can see a face right there, but it kind
Mm-hmm.
of to me I kind of feel like right on top you can see like the
Mm-hmm.
two little eyes and then like the dark hair. And
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like he's trying to climb onto the windowsill. That's what I thought
Mm-hmm.
I was seeing. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's what you're seeing.
I mean, it very well could be that. You know, it's up for interpretation. You know, but I'm
That's
telling you,
creepy.
from the things that I interacted with and the things that I saw, there were multiple spirits. We had a woman that was always walking past the window in all black with like a black veil on. Um, Real bad male presence that was there. Like I said, these things, they did not hide. There was always something going on. They would turn. We had like this whole stereo set up and this big ass TV, and they would turn off and on the TV all the time, or they would change the channels, or they would switch on the radio, or like if you were listening to music, it would turn off the radio. The phone that we had the old school phones that you had that were plugged into the wall.
Hmm.
It would ring off, just like it would just keep ringing, 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 and there would be nothing on the caller ID. So we would unplug it, and it would still ring. Even though you unplugged it from the wall, it would still ring. Dude, I've got family members that have experienced so many different things in that house. I've got so many different friends that I have to try to get on this pod, man, to see if they're actually willing to come and talk about the crazy shit that happened at that house. But my boy Paul, bro, we the last time we went there, he found a brick from the property and he brought it home with him.
Oh my God.
Bro, not even 24 hours later, he was seeing spirits in his home that were messing with him. He still has
Did
the brick, but he removed it from the inside of his house. He's got it outside in the yard. But like, yeah, like, bro, I gotta get him out here. He's got some pretty crazy stories too.
have you gone back to the property itself or no?
I Not since I haven't been back to the property. It's probably been about 2 or 3 years now.
Can you go back to the property?
You can go back to the property. It does have a different owner. However, the owner resides on, like, I told you, it was like 72 acres. So he's like far over in like the next town, you know? And then there is a neighbor that's kind of just like right off to the left. It's a guy who's like a developer. He moved there from Chicago. His name is Mike. He's a nice guy. But like, I remember when I went there and we were just kind of walking around the property, he kind of came outside and he's like, hey, what are you guys doing out here? And of course I laid claim. I'm like, I used to live here, bro. Like, what? What's up? Like, but he was actually a really, really nice guy. But of course, they're going to want to know why people are around their property and stuff like that. You can still go. It's in New Buffalo, Michigan. It's right off of US Highway 12. I'm not telling people this so that they can go and like specifically go in there and disturb anybody, because like I said, there are people that live there. The houses are no longer there, but I guarantee you that the spirits are still there, because there was an Indian burial ground. There's a creek like maybe half a mile into the woods, there is a creek and two tunnels, cement tunnels that go across this creek, right? So you have like this river that runs through the property. On the opposite side of that, you go like another half a mile down into the property, and there's an Indian burial ground on that side. And so late at night, we used to hear these tribal drums do just this doom, 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 doom. You would hear it at night, dude. I'm telling you, we had so many crazy experiences at that house, man. And we had some,
You should go ghost hunting in that property.
I mean, I'd have to try to see if I can contact the new owner. I mean, he's had the property forever, and you could see that they've done things to the property, but dude, it literally is just sitting there like vacant. They're not doing anything with it now. It's really freaky that like you could tell that they started doing things because there were tracks of like big ass like I don't know what you would call them like
Excavators.
yeah, whatever those big I don't know. Those like what do you call those big Tonka things? Like those Tonka trucks and
yeah,
like just like crazy like machinery and all that stuff. You would see all the tracks and everything that they were doing stuff to it, and then they just stopped out of nowhere. So I don't know if that was because of budgetary reasons, because I know that when the bulk of the stuff started happening, when my mom and my stepdad started making they were doing like repairs, renovations to the upstairs. They like tore out the roof and everything, and they were doing all this stuff. That's when the crazy stuff started happening in that house. So I would imagine that these other owners were probably doing stuff. They were probably like tearing down trees and doing all types of stuff, and spirits didn't like it, you know. And since then, there's been there was a girl that died on the property because of a car accident that ended up happening like a couple years after we left. That my stepdad was still living at that property after my mom and him separated, and he was like sleeping in his room, and he heard a collision that happened, and he ran outside and he found a girl laying face down on the opposite side of the property, right? So there's the US Highway 12, which is a stretch of highway, and then you have a dirt road with a train track, like a road that goes up, and then the train track on the opposite side of the train track. That is where our property is, or was, I should say, because we don't own it anymore. But there was a collision that happened on the highway, and this girl ended up over the train tracks onto the property. And so he like held this girl. He called 911, and he held this girl as she was dying. And she ended up dying on the property. And then I want to say in 2012-ish, maybe 2013, you could look this up. They found a dead body that somebody just dumped right there on the side of the tracks, like right where the property, where you drive up that road to get over into the property. Somebody just dumped a body there. And it was a woman that was taken from Chicago. I'm going to have to find that. I'm going to have to find that article so that I can share it with you guys. Mike might even be able to find it right now. You know, it was.
What would some of the keywords be? What should I be searching?
I mean, you could say like New Buffalo, highway, body found.
What year was it?
I want to say it was like 2012 or 2013. I could be wrong, but here I'm gonna search on my end too to see if we can find it, because I looked not too long ago and I was able to find it really fast.
I think I found it. Let's see, I'll share it. Is it as of August 2012? Michigan police still investigate the murder of a woman found in New Buffalo in 1992.
in
Wait, from that.
1992.
Oh yeah, no, this ain't
No,
it.
that's not it. So it was off of US 9 Highway 12. Let's see.
Let's see. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to find it and probably talk about it.
Okay, you know what?
Later.
Here we go. I found it. Remains recovered near New Buffalo. Police said the woman was known as the New Buffalo Jane Doe until the identification was announced in November of 2025. So it says body
Damn.
found on Lake Michigan. Oh no, wait, this was from the actual. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up, man, and I'll send it to you once I find it. Um, See, I might have got the actual like date wrong, but once I find it, I'll definitely share it to you, and then we'll show it on here.
Yeah, definitely. So, so what I have to share with everybody, our
Yes, sir.
listeners.
I'm curious about this.
Wait, what?
I said I'm very curious about your show and tell.
Ooh.
I
So,
am too.
okay. So last year I went on a trip with my daughter, and we went to Colorado. And the first place we went to was the Stanley Hotel. And for our listeners and watchers, the Stanley Hotel is where Stephen King wrote The Shining. The story goes him and his wife were traveling through Colorado. They needed somewhere to stay. It was the last night of the year. Um, it was so much snow. They weren't even supposed to be open, but he goes in. He says, "Me and my wife really need a room." So they put him up in the president's room on the top floor. And his stay there, he ended up, drinking a lot that night. And in the middle of the night, he was woken up by a nightmare, and this is
Mhm.
what inspired him to write the entire Shining that night.
Oh
So,
wow.
so the property is known, from what I know, there is one known ghost that lives on the property. Usually, she's found in the ballroom, and that is Lucy. So when I went there with my daughter, we ended up going on the Shining tour. Okay, so we went through the entire hotel. Very interesting stuff about the movie, stuff about the book. Um, the movie actually wasn't filmed there, but that's where the book was written. So after we end up leaving the hotel, there's a bunch of small like houses that are behind the main hotel. That's where the maintenance guy would live, and the groundskeepers, and the maids, and all the
Okay.
workers. So we ended up going to one of these buildings, and one of these buildings is known to have some dark stuff happening there. So when you go in there, for some reason they keep all the lights off. They have all the lights off. You go in there, they actually have the door from the movie from The Shining, and there's a long hallway, and at the end of the hallway there's a door, okay? And in this photo that I'm going to share with you guys,
Okay.
let me pull it up right now. Screen. If you look down this hallway, you see a door,
Okay.
and peeking right above that door, you see the shape of a head with two red glowing eyes.
You zoom in?
No, that's as much as I could do. I could post it on the Scary Vibes Facebook group, the full photo. I did share it to the group chat with you guys, so you guys should be able to see it clearer. But yes,
Okay.
so I mean, the a
Oh my God, take
door.
it off.
So I mean, a
You know
door
what?
that size, you're probably saying, what is it, 8 feet tall, 8, 9 feet tall? You know,
Why does
Yeah,
it look like the Mothman?
I don't know.
bro. This is why like
Oh,
handheld technology spoils us because I literally just want to like I want to like put my fingers on it and just like zoom in, you know?
Well, I sent it to your face. I sent it, Abraham, to your Facebook, and then
Yes,
I'm not
sir.
sure if I put in the group chat on Instagram with our, when we were preparing for this episode. But I will put on the
Mm-hmm.
Spirit Vibe group for all our listeners and watchers if you guys want to get a second look at it to see.
Okay.
This isn't something that I took personally. I wasn't there when this happened. The guy that
Oh
was
my God. I'm sorry.
the,
Oh my!
No, I zoomed in.
I
well,
don't have that picture. You
can you
didn't send
send
me
it
one.
Holy
to?
crap, dude. If you
Can
zoom
you?
in at the top, if you okay, let me
You gotta send
send
it
it.
to the. Yeah, you gotta send it to the
Can
Instagram.
you send it to the group chat? I
Oh
want to
my
see.
God, dude. That's wow. I was not I was not expecting that. Ooh wee. Okay. Give me a second. I will send it.
Just from the little bit of that I saw in the picture, it looked creepy. Who took that
It
picture?
yeah, who took
So
it,
the
Mike?
guy
Was that you or
who,
your
so
daughter?
the guy who was giving the tour,
Oh
he had that on his phone, and I was like, "Can I take a picture of this?"
my! I don't
Bro,
like
I'm wondering if I can like
I don't like that at all.
I
if
could
I can
tell
like
you.
hold it up. I'm wondering if I can like hold it up to the or if maybe I could just zoom in and just like take a snapshot of it and
Oh, that's really. Oh, that made my
dude,
stomach hurt.
that's so creepy. Yep, okay. And then I'll email it to you right now. And then maybe you could pull it up. You could post it like that. Because I just zoomed in on it and I just took a
That
picture of it.
looks
I
that
also
looks so.
sent you if you check the email, Mike, I sent you a link to the I was able to find the article
On
of the body
Facebook?
that they found on the property.
You sent it to me on Facebook?
No, I sent it to your email.
Oh, okay. I will.
Okay. So yeah, I sent the link and then I sent the photo. So you have two separate emails there.
So I
Well,
could
it's on
tell
the same.
you. So I could tell you after he showed me this photo,
Mm-hmm.
he looks over at me and he says, "That's the hallway right there. Do you want to go down there?" I walked down the hallway,
I know
Of
you
course,
did. I know you did.
and
I'm not surprised.
I remember I had my daughter with me, and I was like, "She's like, I'm gonna stay right here." She stayed at the front door as I walked down over there,
She would survive the horror movie.
and yeah, I I was definitely I had that feeling in the pit of my stomach where I felt scared, but I didn't see anything. Maybe I should have took a
Right.
photo, recorded, but
Dude, that's crazy. Like right when you zoom in on it, it's just you see those glowing red eyes, dude.
That
And
yeah.
it's so creepy. That was a genuine reaction when I saw it. I jumped. I was like, "Oh my God." That scared the crap out of me, dude.
Did you see that? It kind of looks angry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
I'm hoping that he can pull it up so that the viewers can see it. The viewers, and sorry for the people that are listening, but
okay,
did you get it?
That's so
yeah, I'm about to
creepy.
pull it up right now.
Okay. Yeah, see, so you can see it clear, obviously on our end, but like you can see the glowing red eyes right there, man. But you literally can zoom in right on that thing, man, and it looks angry.
Definitely.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so you also sent me an email going back to this story that you were talking about the
Yeah, I
property,
sent you
right?
the link. Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and like start talking about it while I bring up the link.
Right. Yeah. So it was actually the Harbor Country News, right, is the ones that published it. So this happened in January 26th of 2015, right, is when this initially happened. So it says New Buffalo police believe that a body discovered in New Buffalo Township on Sunday morning may have been disposed of there, possibly from out of state. according to a news release from the Michigan State Police. Troopers found the body of a deceased black female, approximately 30 to 40 years of age, on a private drive, which was our driveway, north of U.S. Highway 12 and a quarter mile east of Hoder Road. Right? So they were dispatched to the scene at 11:24 a.m. to investigate a report of a found body. The body was just north of the Amtrak, which is the train tracks that I told you. You have to drive over those train tracks in order to get onto our property. Let's see. Placement of the body in its proximity to exit 4 off Interstate 94 lead investigators to believe that she might have been disposed of at that location, according to the release. Investigators are checking the missing persons records and are also asking that anyone aware of a missing black female contact their local police department. An autopsy was scheduled to be performed Monday morning at Spectrum Health in Grand Rapids. State troopers were assisted by the Berrien County Sheriff's Department and the Buffalo City Police Department and Three Oaks, which is the neighboring town, police department. So as far as I can tell, they haven't been able to identify that woman. And that was back in 2015.
Damn.
That's crazy. So all the crazy shit that happened in that house, and then literally we leave like 2 years after that. My stepdad's still there. That crazy car accident ended up happening where the woman was killed and her body was flipped over onto like our property. And then in 2015, a body was just tossed there. So just a lot of weird happenings.
Yeah,
a lot of crazy thing in one property.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just one lifetime. I wonder, like, other lifetimes, what other stuff has happened on here if we were to really do a deep dive on this property. Very interesting.
I think I told you, so like when we used to go hiking on the property, we used to find like the remnants of like old vehicles, old cars from the 20s, like gangster era, just riddled with bullets out there.
Yeah. No, you told me that before. I remember.
Yeah, dude. It's absolutely crazy. So I guarantee that land has seen some shit. Definitely. Because I know that my time there, man, experienced a lot of scary things. A lot of scary things on that property.
So
I'd be open to maybe going back and walking around the property and see if I feel anything.
Something at night or daytime?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely go back at night. Absolutely.
You guys should do an episode like that. That'd be so fun to watch.
I like how she's like, you guys. Like, you guys should go and then let me know what happens.
I don't know. I kind of feel like Mike would purposely trip me and run away.
No, I wouldn't run away.
You gotta give him more credit than that. I know my boy. He wouldn't do that.
Oh,
I would
my God. I'd be down. I'd be actually down. I've always wanted to go ghost hunting. But
hey, you know what? The funny thing is that they have this world famous burger joint out there called Redemax, and they literally just reopened it for the season. So we could make a day of it. I'm just saying, we can go down there.
I think in Wisconsin they have tartar burgers. I want to go just raw meat, just raw ground beef and onions.
Oh, I've been wanting to try that. I heard it's good.
What is wrong with you people?
I think it's really popular, like in Wisconsin or Michigan. Same thing.
No. Not with me. It's not popular with me. I'll tell you that much right now.
So
yeah,
for our listeners and watchers, if you are enjoying this episode and you have something you want to show and tell, you don't even got to tell. You could just show it to us and we could talk about it. But I would love to have you on the episode and we could talk about it. If that's something you are interested in, email me, scaryvibes.help@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Reach out on Facebook, Instagram. Me and Abraham's DMs are always open to anything creepy like this. So don't hesitate. Reach out.
Absolutely, man.
So that was going to be the episode, but like an hour before the episode, Abraham, Big Paranormal, calls me up and says, Bro, you know how every horror movie or every classic horror movie usually has a final girl or just a survivor?
Mm-hmm.
He says, we always talk about like horror movies and stuff like that. What about the real life final girls? What about the real life survivors? He's like,
Mm-hmm.
I would love to create a segment where, some episodes we could share that. And he says that he has a story that he would like to share with us tonight. So, Abraham, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so real quick, just to wrap it up, I'll make it short and sweet because I know we've been on here for almost an hour and a half. But this case that I'm actually going to talk about happened back in 2006 in Portland, Oregon. There was a woman by the name of Susan Kuhnhausen, right? And she had no idea that her husband had a nefarious plot in order to profit on her death. So her husband, Michael Kuhnhausen, hired a hitman to take out this woman, right? So the messed up thing was is that Michael told the guy that he wanted her to specifically kill her with a hammer. He wanted to have this guy kill her with a claw hammer and then make it look like it was just like a robbery gone wrong. But he specifically wanted him to bash her brains in, which is really, really messed up, right?
Sick.
So what this guy does is he goes and he hires a guy by the name of Edward Haffey, who's a 59-year-old man at the time, who had a history of murder for hire plots, meaning that I guess he was known for being just this like hired hand that would take people out, right? So the motive behind this killing or attempted killing is that he wanted to profit off of her death, right? So he had recently been laid off and he knew that there was an insurance policy on his wife that he could cash in on if something happened to her, right? So he basically contacts this Edward Haffey and tells him, listen, if you do this, you kill my wife with this claw hammer, and I collect this inheritance, right? I collect this insurance money. I'm going to give you $50,000, right? So they make the deal, right? So now Edward Haffey is like, I'm going to make this happen. So did exactly what he said he was going to do. He breaks into the house with this claw hammer that he's planning on killing this woman with. Now, the one thing that he did not count on was the fact that this woman, Susan Kuhnhausen, who was a triage nurse, right? An ER nurse. So she's already seen some shit, right? She's experienced some pretty crazy things. She was actually taking self-defense classes with her work team, right? So this guy, Edward Haffey, had no idea that this woman was taking these self-defense classes when he attacked her. So when he attacked her, he actually was able to hit her with the hammer, but she was able to use what she learned in these self-defense classes to gain the upper hand. So not only did she take the hammer away from this guy, but she was able to wrestle him down to the ground and eventually was able to strangle her attacker to death
As she
with
should.
with her bare hands. Now, mind you, totally justifiable in my own
100%.
opinion, right? But the fact that this woman was faced with certain death, the fact that this intruder, this guy breaks in with a hammer, waiting to actually like bash her brains in, and she kicks his ass, and then she kills the guy. Well, it didn't take police long to be able to look at the contact, all the cell phone records and everything of her husband Michael, and they were able to find the messages and of them conspiring back and forth. And so the guy had no choice but to actually admit, right, pleading guilty and admit that he actually had put this whole plot together. Now, the messed up part about it is that Edward Kuhnhausen, I'm sorry, Michael Kuhnhausen, only got 10 years in prison.
Only?
Are you are you joking me? Like, what are you thinking, Oregon? So they only gave him 10 years. But the crazy thing is, so this happened in 2006. So in 2007 is when he was sentenced and went to prison, right? So he died 10 years later. In prison, this guy died of cancer, but he died just months before he was scheduled to be released from prison.
Sucks to suck, right?
So, sounds like poetic justice to me, man.
Oh, I feel like he still got off too easy.
I don't know. I mean, think about it. The guy was dying of cancer in prison. That's a pretty slow death, man. You know, he lost his
Not
freedom.
slow enough.
He lost
Not
his
painful enough.
freedom. He lost his. I mean, so so in your opinion, what would be a just end?
He's dying of cancer, gets out, he gets his head bashed in with a hammer.
Oh,
And that's how he dies.
you know what? Okay, that's definitely the punishment fitting the crime. Absolutely, that's crazy. But you know what? Kudos to this woman, man, for having that toughness, man. One, for being a triage nurse, right? Literally being a lifesaver, somebody who dedicates her life to helping people. And what a badass, you know? So definitely, this is a tip to the hat, man. This is definitely a tip to the hat.
I like that you said this story on the, on International.
It's international. It's Women's Day, right? Or month?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Holy crap! I completely forgot about that. That's nuts. But the fact that it's purely coincidence. I swear, I swear. But yeah, definitely a hat tip to Susan Kuhnhausen. I hope that you're out there and you're living your best life right now, man, because you deserve it. That's absolutely
I hope
amazing.
her
What an
coffee's
amazing.
Always hot. Her pillow's always cold. Like, I hope she's succeeding in life. That's
her
amazing.
Pizza order is never late and
It's
always
never
arrives
late.
hot. Always arrives hot.
She always has the right amount of money in her pocket when she needs something.
There you go. But yeah, man, what a crazy story.
I want to be Susan when I grow up. Holy shit.
I'm saying I want to be Susan when I grow up. What the hell?
That's a badass right there.
That is definitely a badass woman, man. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely.
I still can't believe he died of cancer in jail.
Mm-hmm. She's like, he got off light.
he did. I'm sorry, he did.
I mean, he died in jail, but yeah, no, he should have had a longer sentence. I mean, to plan something like that, even though it wasn't executed, I'm sure that's the reason why he probably didn't have a long sentence. But I mean, to plan something like that,
that horrific. Not just like, oh, shoot her, kill her. No, I want you to bludgeon her to death.
I want you to bludgeon her to death with a claw
That's
hammer.
like a crime of passion. I think that's what they call it.
He must have really not liked her.
Why the fuck are you with her then? Oh, God.
I mean, how many stories do you hear of these guys who just like want to...
Too many, Abe. Too many.
It's not just guys. There's women. There's women that do it too, though. The murder for hire plots is nuts.
100%. But I can't even talk right now. That's how pissed off I am. I'm so mad that I can't even talk. It's always the husband, though. Always. I always tell my best friends, I'm like, if you ever go missing, something ever happens to you, I'm coming after your husband, because it's always the husband. Always. And I'm like, and they're like, well, what if it's not true? I'm like, no, ask question. No, I'm not gonna apologize until later. I'll be like, I'm sorry. It's always you guys. Like, it's the first thing that's gonna pop into my head.
You hear that, police? You hear that, local police? Yesenia is on the case. She's ready to.
Automatically, you did it. You did it.
Right.
It's because come on. And then once life insurance is involved, the husband did it. Or the partner did it, like you said. But I'm sorry, but to me, it's always the husband did it. The husband did it.
Or the wife.
Yeah. Husband.
Yeah, there's equal opportunity.
When it comes to money, maybe, but no.
Just saying.
But I wanna thank you, Yesenia, for coming back, and then actually almost a third time, because we had those technical issues a few nights ago, and you were able to reschedule and make coming on here happen. So we appreciate that.
I'm
Absolutely.
glad to be back. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me. I actually enjoyed being here all the time, guys.
Yeah, it's
So
a blast having you on. Hopefully, you can come back in the future again.
always
so
just let me know.
I think that's going to be an episode. My name is Michael, aka Mr. Scary Vibes.
And my name is Abe, aka Big Paranormal. Yesenia.
I'm just Anya. I'll see. I guess I'll see you guys later.
Thank you for listening or watching. Have a good night.
Take care, guys.
Bye.